phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NFL, Shedeur Sanders is going to get his first career start this week as the Browns' rookie fifth-round pick will play against the Raiders, getting the start with Dylan Gabriel still in concussion protocol. Texas Longhorn head coach Steve Sarkisian reaffirmed he's staying at Texas, saying he's not going anywhere. I've had no discussions, not with my agent, not with the university, not with anywhere.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate y'all riding through. However, y'all may be joining this evening, whether that is on 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be locked in listening live at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you happen to be watching live on YouTube, that's right, we stream all of our shows live on YouTube. You just go there, search at SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like it, subscribe to the channel. While you're there, you're able to come along with the show as it happens, or feel free to call in the old-fashioned way, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you want to be a part of the conversation, always enjoy talking with you guys. So go ahead, feel free, join the conversation with me. Lots to get into. The Spurs, although shorthanded, did get the win last night over Memphis. No Wemby, no Castle, no Harper. At times this year, they've been without De'Aaron Fox. At times, they've been without Sohan and Olenek and Cornette. I mean, it's been a struggle through the early part of the year, just keeping people healthy. And it's impressive to see how they've been navigating these injuries, because in previous years, when Wemby gets hurt or somebody gets hurt, and it just kind of throws a kink into the machine and everything kind of falls apart for the San Antonio Spurs in previous years. Mitch Johnson talked about having to navigate these injuries as in previous years. This has been something that has really kind of thrown the Spurs off kilter.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I don't want to speak out of both sides of my mouth, but you're trying to build something, but we don't talk about last year. But yeah, we want to play our brand of basketball and maintain that same identity no matter who's in. And we've obviously have experienced that, and it is just really good to see people help win. David Jones Garcia, his box score will not be on SportsCenter tonight, and the guy played 7 minutes, and he played the brand of basketball we wanted to play. He pressured them defensively, and he pushed the ball offensively, and that over time led to us, I think, chipping away at it.
De'Aaron Fox, who did miss time early this year and missed time last year with this team, also talked about how they're getting through these injuries and managing to still stack wins despite that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously no one thought we'd be missing this many guys or, this many, 2 of our top 3 scorers. And then Dylan, who came in, who was playing well. Then I missed time, Jeremy's missed time, KO's missed time. Like, we've had a lot of guys that have been in and out of the lineup. But you continue to get wins, and that's what good teams do. So regardless of who we have out there, like I said, we try to keep our philosophy the same. And when we have, some of our top players out there, that just enhances what we do. So we want to continue to go out there and win games regardless of what, 10, 11, 12 guys that are playing.
Very, very, very veteran savvy answer there by De'Aaron Fox. And I like what he said, because it doesn't matter who's out there. We got to find a way to stack wins, because it's important. There's going to be days where you're going to be down a player or 2 players, or in their case, they've been down up to 3 or 4 players at a time. You've got to find a way around that. And they're doing that right now and taking advantage where they can. Now, are they going to win against some of the upper echelon teams without their top talent? Remains to be seen. I would imagine those are going to be harder nights than others, but finding a way to get the wins, especially when you're dealing with a team like Memphis, who is on the road and without their best player as well. That is something that in previous years, I'm not sure previous Spurs teams are able to capitalize on, especially after the early start that they had, where they fell down as big as they did. It looked like they sleptwalked through the first 3 minutes of the thing. It was 12-2 to start things off, and they were down 10 before you could blink your eyes. So that's something that in previous years, not sure they technically come back from, but it was good to see them come back from that. We're going to talk a lot more Spurs as we continue here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Plus, stay tuned. I've got a family 4-pack of Fandango codes to go see Disney's new Zootopia 2. The sequel to Zootopia is coming out, and we've got a family 4-pack for you. It all hits theaters on November 26th. I'll be giving those out just a little bit later in the show, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Morning Huddle was also talking about how the injured Spurs came away with the win last night. We'll get into that, plus your phone calls on the other side of 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. This is Extra Innings with Pledger.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportsstar.com now and register to win. sasportsstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors. Why did they sell us their cars? Because we pay more at GiveMeTheVin.com. And why do we pay more? Because you and I both know that your car is worth more than others will offer you. And your time is worth more too. I'm John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell me your car faster and hassle-free because you're worth more.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Guys, don't propose with a ring that she didn't pick out. Trust us, she already has a ring in mind. So engage with Gage Diamonds, in person or online, where Gage's skilled ring designers will work with her to create the perfect setting, matched with the perfect stone. Gage specializes in exquisite lab-grown diamonds. Financing available. GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Houston versus Buffalo on Thursday Night Football. And, of course, the Blitz will be at the best spot with our friends from Flight by Yingling. Pre-game with us at the Anchor Bar in 1604 near I-10 from 2 to 6. Then stick around and watch the game.
Flight will be on special, and you know they will have some great prizes, including those cool backpack coolers. That's this Thursday, the Blitz live at the Anchor Bar on 1604 at Military, leading up to Houston against Buffalo.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
The NBA is off to a great start, so are the Silver and Black. Jason Innings here from the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, and watching them makes it a lot more exciting when you're playing on Underdog. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right now in Texas is on Underdog. I love playing the pick'em game. It's easy. You go higher or lower on player stats, points, rebounds, steals, and more. With Wemby, blocks need to always be in your business. What about Steph Castle? What about Dylan Harper? Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
I'm a good for a Vegas guy for about a 48-hour Vegas guy, and then I gotta.
That's the right amount of time.
Yeah,
he's aged appropriately. That's the right amount of time. I'll tell you what. There's a show sounded awesome. I wouldn't recommend it though. Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah,
I
you
went in
might
there.
enjoy that.
It sounded awesome at first, and then it was not what I thought it was going to be.
I mean, I might go there to scout. You know,
Yeah, you
I
might find me a
you know,
tight end. I'll say this: there's a run stopper there. I saw a guy in a 3-point stance with both his hands on his hips. I don't know how this happened, but I saw that. Coach.
Oh man,
why were you in there? I told you I wasn't in the wrong place.
I needed the laughter. Hey, I needed the laughter today, guys. I appreciate it. Seriously.
Thanks, guys.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if y'all want to be a part of the conversation. Always love talking with y'all. Gary called in. Gary, what's going on, my man? Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Pleasure? Hey, I was just telling you earlier, I've been very impressed by Harrison Barnes the last few years. Just the way he spreads the offense, spreads the defense. You know, he makes them come out there and tries to open up the middle because he's just killing it from the 3-point line. And he just brings all kinds of leadership to the team. I look at the Spurs and I see that, man, we're missing our first round pick from the last 3 years, and we're still playing pretty decent basketball. That just shows the kind of depth we have on this team. And I think Johnson has a solid type of offense that we're running. I really would like us to maybe try a little bit of a triangle where we could get Wimby a little bit closer to the basket and open up the perimeter, but I guess maybe that's not their style.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison Barnes has been great. He has absolutely been what the Spurs needed when it comes to veteran leadership, mentorship, the ability to space the floor, which has been incredibly important, and just knowing his spot in games and how to play off of everyone else there and not thinking, hey, this is about me, knowing his role. And probably I would bet dollars to donuts that he has helped both Keldon and Vassell understand the importance of fitting into a role on a championship team, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing out of them this year.
He's got G. Miller and Sean Elliott. They love him. They love him.
Appreciate the phone call, Gary. Welcome to call back in anytime, my man.
All right, take care.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Drew, welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure. What's going on, my man?
Hey, man, I got to say that Barnes is the guy. I mean, if we're going to go anywhere this year, it's not only what he's doing on the court, which is it's exemplary. He's like the second best shooter in the league by far because he gets so many open shots and he's killing it. But it's what he's doing off the court and what he's doing in the locker room and what he's doing, and it's evident with the two-game win streak we've had since Wimby's been out. What the stabilizing force he provides to Mitch as a veteran presence in the locker room and on the court. And if we're going to go anywhere this year, we got a little ahead of ourselves. We're smelling our own, art, and we were saying, we're the third seed. But if we're going to be the third seed and we get a deep playoff run, it's going to be because of his contributions along with Fox's and guiding us to that thing. And I always think that CP3 is over there in LA getting 5 minutes a game. And if he could have stayed one more year here, who knows where we would be at this point. That's all I got.
I appreciate the phone call, Drew. And you're right, man. I love what Barnes has added and what he means to this team. Mitch Johnson last night talking about Harrison Barnes' contributions.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously made some big shots, so that's something that'll stick out. But he's been steady, and he's had some big moments recently, and he's just always kind of there. And when other guys are rolling, he does all the little things and doesn't force it or, get outside himself. And there's games where we need him to step up, and he does that, and that's a heck of a skill in this league.
And he's not the only one who's noticed this. De'Aaron Fox, who is a veteran himself, very savvy, knows what to do, has kind of taken on that mentorship in the locker room as well, I believe. But De'Aaron Fox talking about that veteran presence that has been Harrison Barnes for this team.
He was up there whenever we played together, but I mean, he's one of those guys that everybody I think in the league or around the league knows that he's ultimate professional, and he's just always ready. there are games where he doesn't play well, and he doesn't falter. Like he's always even killed. And there are times where I've seen him. I mean, y'all seen him hit a game winner last year. I've seen him hit multiple game winners from our time together. So he's someone that you can always lean on. And like I said, just an extremely efficient guy. I mean, 14 shots to get 23 points, like 9 for 14, 4 for 8, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Like that's what you preach whenever you're talking to either young guys or role players, like just being that efficient with your shots. I think a lot of people can really learn from HB.
You can tell the effect that he's had on this locker room just by the way his teammates, his coaches talk about him, the way they all are moving differently since he's gotten there. And you're starting to see more people kind of fall in line with situations, roles, things that we weren't seeing in the past that we were kind of getting frustrated with when it came to some of the younger players who are now becoming vets themselves. And it is incredible to watch with the growth of this team and how they're coming along. And earlier this morning on the morning huddle, Rob and AJ talking about the Spurs getting the wins despite the injuries.
Go Spurs, go. They win another one, another shorthanded victory for Low Spurs. They don't need no stinking Wemby. They said, we're not even worried about Wemby is what they said.
Well, the good news is so is the other team shorthanded. It was the win last night was great because, first of all, no Wemby and half the other team. But if you look at how they won the last two games, so the game prior, we have 38 assists. We have 20 assists in the first half. It's truly a good to better kind of game. Still led by De'Aaron, but it was a different. Last night was about the vets. Last night was about Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox going and winning a basketball game. There was nothing other than that. Two veterans understanding the situation they were in and going and playing veteran savvy basketball team and beating, quite frankly, a team in the Grizzlies that is in flux.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what
you could say. Melting is another nice word for it.
But I mean, a win that the Spurs would not have gotten the last 4 or 5 years.
Would have had no chance.
Yeah. So, in that sense, a very good win.
Yeah, I agree, and I think when you have a player like Vic, any win without him is a big win. Mm-hmm. And to win by double digits, no real issues. That's what your hope. That's why you bring in De'Aaron Fox, and
the return on investment for all those that have been grumbling. Oh, that money for a missed shot.
Yeah.
That money for a foul. All that. There's all that money last night with an exclamation point dunk to close things out. So I was more impressed with how they win. I know De'Aaron can do that kind of stuff, but that's 2 games, 2 different styles of basketball, 2 different ways to go attack a team and carry on. But let's enjoy these little ones because last night was not representative of the rest of the NBA.
No.
So it's not going to be as easy as it was last night for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Grizzlies without Ja Morant are
kind of bereft.
They're not bad. They're not good. I mean,
how long did Cam Spencer spend on the court? That dude spent 25, 30 minutes on the court.
23 minutes.
Yes. Cam Spencer played a lot. That tells you a lot, right?
That lets you know. Yeah, this was and you mentioned it. I guess you mentioned it last segment. Luke Cornett, kind of a non-factor. I figured he'd be a big deal, but Zach Edey's giant body sort of negated him in a way.
Must have.
But it was good to see, the guys that you expected, the guys you've brought in to take over when your young guys are, struggling or out or whatever, dominated the game, and that's what you saw last night. The two. I hate to act like De'Aaron Fox is some kind of old man. He's not. Though, right? But yeah, he is in this locker room. He's one of the older guys, and then Harrison Barnes, obviously the vet. Those 2 guys just took over the game last night, and I get credit to Keldon Johnson too. I keep forgetting about him because he's not a starter, but he's done nothing but. As long as he's not shooting threes, I love all the contribution I've gotten from Keldon Johnson this year. So
I think you're right. And he is, of all the young dudes, that were here and considered, DeJounte and Devin in his early time and Keldon. Think about what Keldon, the up and downs this guy's had, because he was an early Spur and was the savior of a draft, even though he, because he was taken last, not when some guy named Simonic.
Yeah.
And then he goes to the Olympics and wins an Olympic gold medal with Pop. And then and within 2 years is literally playing for his position on the team and rebuilds himself and becomes a different basketball player and is now one of the more effective 6 men in the NBA. So of all the young dudes, he has become the professional that the Spurs drafted. It has really turned out. And it's no slight to Devin yet, because Devin has also upped his game, but Devin hadn't had to change.
Right.
Keldon had to change.
And both of those guys had to accept a bump down in the pecking order in the last 2 years to where there have been, really, if you go 3 years, there have been 5 or 6 guys brought in to move ahead of those guys, when at one point, now this is a sad point, but at one point that was the 2 best players on the team.
It was true. It was a sad point. Do you have the stats in front of you?
Yeah.
What did Sohan shoot? Did he hit 2 more threes?
Yeah,
last
2
night?
of 3 from 3 last night.
Talk about adapting your game, brother. This last time we saw Jeremy, that ball was spinning sideways coming out of his hand.
No, it was. And we kind of talked about him one of the guys that's going to experience a rise when Vic is on the floor, when Wemby's on the floor, is Harrison Barnes, because
that's not
they always have to pull off and help him, and Harrison will kill you from outside. But Sohan, more often than not, when he comes in, he's coming in to rest Harrison Barnes
and hitting shots,
and he's hitting those open shots,
AJ,
even with Wemby not on the floor. A couple last night. That's a big deal.
I had written him off for dead. I really had. I felt like once they didn't, offer the extension, that he was literally playing for his job, and then he hurts himself and misses the beginning of the season. And the Spurs started out so well. I knew De'Aaron was coming and they were going to have to fit him in. I didn't see where Sohan fit. I really didn't. And I was wrong. He's available for threes. Of course, his defense is stellar. That's never been a problem. But as long as he's a threat from 3, my goodness. When we closed the game out last night, I forget who was sitting up on the panel, but I heard Danny Green this morning, and he talked about the last championship year that Danny was a part of. And he said, during that year, I got hurt. Kawhi broke his hand. All these things happened during the regular season, and it forced Patty Mills and Corey Joseph, guys, to get valuable minutes during the regular season that they needed in the playoffs. They had to have them. It was much like this scenario where there's guys that, you like, but you wanted to have to learn, but not at the expense of the progress of the team. Well, now they're thrust into the situation. They have to get better on the fly. If they can weather the storm, it's just one more sign that this is not just a play-in team, that this is a solid middle-of-the-pack playoff team, if they can keep this thing running at about 500.
And he's not wrong. And in the overall grand scheme of things, getting guys like the Chupacabra, David Garcia-Jones, getting all those guys minutes are going to be invaluable for this team going down the stretch. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. More on this. But coming up next, RJ Ochoa, Blogging the Boys, joined the Blitz earlier today. I always love it when RJ comes on, as the Cowboys got a win over the Raiders. Is it a bit of a mirage in the desert, or is it a sign of things to come with this defense and how their schedule sets up as they move forward? Do they really have a chance at potentially making the playoffs? We'll get into that with RJ as we come back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But as we go to break, I want to make sure to give away these Fandango codes. I told y'all got a chance. You got a chance. Family 4-pack of Fandango codes to go see Disney's new film, Zootopia 2. It hits theaters November the 26th. And if you want to go for free, all you got to do is call in right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 5. You're going to see the new Disney movie, Zootopia 2, when it hits theaters November 26th, or at your convenience at your theater, because these are Fandango codes to get it in. That's 210-656-ESPN, 3776. Caller number 5, you're going to see Zootopia 2 right here, courtesy of 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down! It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right. Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. It's back. Just in time for the holidays, the UTSA Roadrunners Holiday Auction. Bid on over 100 incredible items, including gift cards, electronics, trips, and much, much more. Imagine doing all your Christmas shopping without the hassle of holiday crowds. Best of all auction proceeds directly benefit the Roadrunners football program. It's a true win-win opportunity. Go to 210cityfans.org and start bidding today. That's 210cityfans.org, and Merry Christmas.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You can follow the station at SA Sports Star. You can follow me on all social media at I Am Pledger. I always appreciate y'all rolling through. Earlier today on the Blitz, RJ Ochoa rolled through. RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys, as they talked about the Dallas Cowboys and what we saw from the defense something that we can actually look forward to moving forward? Or was it just because of how bad the Raiders are on offense?
We'll start with the defense. With all the new additions, is that fool's gold to think that they have improved? Granted, it was the Raiders, but they look like a competent defense out there against the Raiders.
I don't think it's fool's gold to say that they've improved. I think you just have to lean on some of the semantics and literal nature of that word, right? Like they have improved. They're better. And if we gave them a grade, right, like maybe they're a D+ now, but they were an F before, right? Like now we can kind of the tutoring is helping, right? And some of it is obviously Quinnen Williams was outstanding. Logan Wilson deserves, a Pup Cup. DeMarvion Overshown looks solid. Savon Ravel finally getting to play in the NFL. Like, they are, beyond the fact that they're improved, they're quite literally different. So I still think that they're a bottom 5 defense in the NFL, but they might be the 5th worst as opposed to the singular worst. And so when you're improving in that particular sense, if the offense, finds its stellar form, you might steal a couple of games that you otherwise might not have been able to. Maybe like the Broncos game or the Cardinals game, even though they got trounced in those contests.
RJ, it's interesting you say that. I agree with you. I think they have improved. I don't think there's any question about it. There was nowhere to go but up. Let's face it. But I think that defensive line now, and you look at that, and if they play the Eagles as well as they played against the Raiders, I think you got to start talking about the Cowboys as having one of the best defensive fronts in the National Football League. And I know there's a lot of good defensive fronts out there. But with the beef that they have and the talent that they have, because I think Williams and Kenny Clark make each other better. Kenny Clark, I think that might have been his best game of the season.
Yeah, look, I am never going to reach a point where I look back and say the Micah trade was worth it or the Micah trade was smart or this grandmaster plan, worked out. Results don't justify the process. The process was broken. But we have said, and we being, the collective human being and the dogs that you oversaw today, that the Cowboys needed strong interior presence along their defensive line. That's been true for forever. The reason that people freak out about Mozzie Smith being drafted is he was the first defensive tackle the Cowboys took with a first-round pick since Russell Maryland. It had been forever since they devoted premium assets to that position in general. So what a surprise, getting somebody of serious quality there served as a rising tide, a rolling tide, if you will, that lifted all the boats. And you can make an argument, again, not to make this about Micah, that you would rather build your defensive front from the inside out. And you can argue that that may be why the Cowboys got run all over quite literally in the past, because they had these strong outside edge rushing presences, but they just didn't have anybody in the middle to lock things down, and that's where everybody was able to have success against them.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Again, you look at how some of these guys played, and again, it was the Raiders, but they did some nice things. Deron Bland with an incredible bounce back game. That dude needed it. Was it because he played better, or having Malik Hooker back there made him a little bit better? I mean, because that game against the Cardinals might have been his worst game as a pro.
Yeah, I think Joe said it well, and that there was nowhere to go but up for all these, the defense as a whole, right? Like, this was in the office when Pam convinced Michael to just put pants on, right? Like, he hasn't accomplished anything on the day, but he's no longer in his pajamas, however they say it, wherever you're from, Jason. And now they at least look like fully functioning humans who can be a part of society as a whole. And so in that respect, I think Deron Bland had a good game. And again, you can contextualize it how you want, but I will say this, look, I'm going to pick them to win on Sunday against the Eagles for a variety of reasons. But when that happens, we're going to hear, well, this Eagles offense sucks anyway. Like, they're really not that good. So can you really be making that big of a deal out of beating the Eagles, et cetera, et cetera? It's okay to say that Deron Bland is a very good player who had a horrible game against Arizona, is a part of a defense that's been objectively horrible all season long, but that he bounced back even if it was against some moribund competition.
Well, RJ, it's interesting that you say that, and I've heard a lot of people say that now, that the Cowboys will win this week. I want to reserve judgment, and I'm not going to say necessarily it was because of the Raiders, but the Raiders are a train wreck. Let's face it. I want to see them play now, the Eagles, the Chiefs, Detroit after that, before I'm ready to say that defense is back and they can stop the run and that they're a playoff contender. Having said all of that, the Eagles have struggled offensively, and I think they haven't been able to run the football, and I don't think they're going to be able to run the football on Sunday either, which means they've got to figure out a way to contain Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, that was the story of the first game. Before the Cowboys defense became this running joke in that season opener, Jalen Hurts did not have a lot of success against them through the air. It was on the ground. And a reason for that was obviously the lack of a presence along the interior. And the Cowboys do have that, solved, so to speak, now, but the addition of Quinnen Williams. And even then, Kenny Clark had been on the team for like 10 minutes at that moment in time back in the season opener. And so I anticipate Dallas to win this game. In fact, I think they'll win comfortably. I'm not, a blowout fashion, not even like the Raiders, but I think, it will be relatively on ice throughout the fourth quarter. And it's, a lot of that is the Eagles. And beyond the fact the Eagles have struggled offensively, they're not going to have Lane Johnson. I've mentioned a lot on these airways. I love the Jenga piece theory behind NFL rosters, the player who that isn't a quarterback, that if you took them away, you took them out of the tower, the whole thing would come crumbling down. And that's Lane Johnson for them. And so you kind of put all these things together with the fact that the Cowboys are feeling a little bit taller today. It does seem like a day that Dallas wins, and it seems like a Thanksgiving week where we're all going to be at different tables putting up with the We Dem Boys people who are like, I'm telling you, we're just going to beat the Chiefs, and it's going to be on from there on out. That's going to happen.
Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, stop. Both of you guys are drinking too much. I mean, you look at it, it's still the Cowboys, and there's still a chance. And because they beat the Raiders, they keep those slim playoff hope chances alive. We all know the Cowboys, especially Dak Prescott, his record against the NFC East. And with Philly, I think Philly's won the last 3, but it was Cooper Rush twice last year. So Dak Prescott against the Eagles has a great record, especially at home. And they look like the fully functioning offense against the Raiders. Again, it was the Raiders. But I don't know what the hell that was against Arizona. And the Denver game, the offense wasn't crisp. Did the Cowboys against the Raiders fix their offensive issues in your mind?
I think so. And I think expecting them to be perfect is never, rational, never fair, never conceivable. I know we talked about the Cardinals and Broncos games and how, they got off to a left-footed start, right? Like the first possession of both those games, they went for it they settled for a field goal against Denver and went for it against Arizona and didn't get anything. And that just put them behind the eight ball, and they were chasing. Even though they were down 6-3 after the first quarter, their offense was moving the ball. They were having success. They weren't just getting punched in the mouth right away. And while the bye week was full of tragedy, obviously, if we just talk about football, which is impossible to do with this team at the moment, given the tragic event, I do think that it allowed a breath, just kind of a chance, because it was their first time to separate from football. I made a joke about how Kenny Clark was only on the team for 10 minutes. That Micah thing hung over them. Y'all know, you were there all throughout training camp and all the way up to the moment the season began. That's not my dog. I can promise you that.
It's ours. It's not ours. It's here.
So it was the first time that they really had to just, for the waters to stabilize. I mean, they had been rocky for forever. And I think we've all been in situations like that where you just kind of need a chance to spit off. And they were finally able to do so. And I think that we saw the benefits of that against Vegas.
That was RJ Ochoa. If you want to catch that full interview, be sure to go to sasportstar.com. Look in our audio player, Audio Vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, where we've got all of our previous interviews and shows for you to check out. We'll talk more about the Cowboys and this defense. Is it sustainable, or was this pyrite? What we saw against the Las Vegas Raiders. That and more coming up next as we get ready to head out on a Thursday and get you ready for the Cowboys Hour with one of those new additions, rookie cornerback Siobhan Ravel Jr. at the top of the hour. That's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys take on the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at home. Pre-game at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
You like that? How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Do you know how much you're really paying for life insurance through work? I can almost guarantee you're overpaying for limited coverage. I'm Joel Clark, a Select Quote agent for over 20 years. My clients are shocked to learn how expensive life insurance at work really is because of a rate that's driven up by unhealthy people. Why pay more when you don't have to? For over 35 years, Select Quote has helped people save 50% or more by shopping highly rated insurance carriers. I found a 40-year-old man with high blood pressure, a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Don't procrastinate. Workplace open enrollment will be here soon. Let SelectQuote save you money and get you the coverage you need to protect your family.
For your free quote in just minutes, call 1-800-964-6464. 1-800-964-6464. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-964-6464. 1-800-964-6464. Details of example rate at SelectQuote.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Fans, this game's for you. UTSA is celebrating all the fantastic Roadrunners supporters at our Fansgiving game this Saturday, November 22nd, as UTSA football plays host to East Carolina at the Alamo Dome. Log on to goutsa.com/tickets or call the UTSA ticket office at 210-458-8872 to purchase your tickets today. UTSA versus East Carolina this Saturday in the Alamo Dome. Be there, because when we win, San Antonio wins.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Samford Bulldogs. Presented by Just Pots. Pregame at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Appreciate y'all rolling through tonight as we take you up to Cowboys Crosstalk with rookie, newly activated, made an impact on Monday night, cornerback Siobhan Revelle. And I told you, this defense would look different, not just because it's the Raiders, but because of the turnover. There were a lot of wide open windows up to this point in the secondary, people running free because of communication breakdown. You've replaced half of that defense, more than half, 6 players. You get Donovan Wilson back, you get Malik Hooker back, you get Siobhan Revelle incorporated in. You add into it a Quinnen Williams along with a Kenny Clark already now. You bring Logan Wilson, who is a great communicator at the linebacker spot. You add a Donovan Wilson, a DeMarvion Overshone to this group. And with the way that Donovan Ezeraku's been playing, he deserved more time. And you've got Jadeveon Clowney on the other side. You have completely revamped and remade your defense coming out of the bye week. Understandably, tragically lost one of your defenders. But at the same time, with the amount of between trades, IR, and return from injury, this has just been a complete overhaul of the defense. And I think that's sustainable. Now, Brian Schottenheimer doesn't want to say that the Eagles offense has been struggling.
You know, Jalen's an incredible player. You know, he can beat you throwing. He can beat you running. We have to do a great job of keeping him in the pocket. We learned that in the last game. We knew that in the last game, but he can extend plays. I think you could put their 2 receivers up there, with Devontae and AJ against anybody in the league. I mean, they're very, very talented. And so at any moment they can strike. You know, they're explosive. Then you mix in the runner, who's arguably the best, if not one of the best in the league, in Saquon. You got tight ends, and then you got the offensive line. So, again, I think, everybody finds their flow at different times, and this is a tough tough league. And at the end of the day, I'm not looking at the film and saying, man, these guys are struggling. I'm looking at this film and saying, man, these guys are dangerous.
And he's, by sheer happenstance of the players they have, yes, there's a lot of talent on that team. They lost their offensive coordinator, and their offense hasn't looked right to this point. Now, you want to be clicking later rather than sooner, and that's fair and understandable, but to say they've struggled is a bit of an understatement. Only 17 against the Broncos, great defense. Only 17 against the Giants. Okay defense. I mean, the Cowboys hung 40-something on them. You only scored 10 in a win, by the way, against the Packers, and 16 in another win against the Lions this past weekend. The offense is struggling. And the injuries to the offensive line, especially with Lane Johnson now, are only going to exacerbate those struggles, I think. So this is something where I do think the Cowboys, with that defense, who held them to just 20 points in the first game anyway, when that defense wasn't great, can have a much better showing this coming Sunday when they take on the Eagles. Speaking of Sunday and the Eagles, I'm going to be at Twin Peaks, Days of Allah, on Sunday, getting you ready for Cowboys-Eagles. 12-2. Come out, sign up for an Epic Cowboys jersey. They give one away at halftime of every Cowboys game out at Twin Peaks. And I'm also going to get you registered for tickets to go see UTSA take on Army that following Saturday in the Dome. So come out, join me. Pre-game for the Cowboys with Pledge, as I like to call it. That's going to be at Twin Peaks this Sunday, 12-2. Pre-game with Pledge as we get you ready for Cowboys-Eagles. That's going to do it for me. Getting ready for Cowboys-Eagles with new rookie Siobhan Ravel. He joins the Cowboys Hour coming up next right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Remember, call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, can change everything. This world is better with you in it. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors at GiveMeTheVin.com. Why did they sell us their cars? It's because you're worth more and your car's worth more. I know that, and you know that. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. It's the fastest and easiest way for you to sell your car for more money when it's time to sell. I'm sitting here waiting on the other end of GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
This Sunday, San Antonio Sports Stars at Twin Peaks Days of Allah location for Cowboys and Eagles. Come register to win epic Cowboys jerseys just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, I'll have your chance to register to win tickets to go see UTSA and Army November 29th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us in the lovely lays of Twin Peaks this Sunday starting at noon. Grab a seat, register and win tickets to UTSA Army, and grab a frosty 29-degree cold beer just before the Cowboys kick off. That's this Sunday starting at noon at Twin Peaks Days of Allah.
Currently, we're farming about 800 acres, and every year we're looking at what we can do to improve our farm, plant fertility, higher yields. That all starts with ag research.
Every year, America's research universities drive over $3.4 billion in agricultural science that supports U.S. farmers.
I want to keep this family farm in our family.
Help protect American farmers. Visit research4.us. Paid for by Research for a Stronger America.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X